Hello everybody! So today I am reviewing the next book that I read. I have to apologise because I was going to put a full face of makeup on today, but then I decided not to. So that is why I have a shiny nose and I've got spots and all sorts that you can see that actually nobody wants to see, but I can't be bothered to do my face properly, so I'm afraid this is the best you're going to get. Okay, well, the book that I am reviewing, which I've just finished reading, is Billy and Me by Giovanna Fletcher. This was her first novel, so it is a really, really sweet book. It's kind of your typical chick lit, and I think actually her second book differs from that quite a lot. You can see my first review where I say that it is just a classic love triangle, but there was a lot more to it and I was completely hooked. However, this one, her first book, it is a classic love story, you know, the typical thing where two people fall for each other, something goes wrong and all of that kind of stuff. But I did really, really enjoy it. I think it's quite unusual that an author's second book is actually better than their first, and I would say that in this case. However, I would really recommend that it's read because it's really, really sweet. There was a part near the end where I was inconsolable, sobbing uncontrollably while I was reading it. So it is really, really, really sad in places. However, the ending is very, very heartwarming. And I found that the ending was a lot happier in this one than it is in her second book. I think in the second book, however it ended, you wouldn't necessarily have been happy. As it's a love triangle, you kind of fell in love with both of the men, so you were never going to be happy with the ending. Whereas in this one, it ends how it's supposed to end, and it's lovely. I do think that the blurb that it gives is a little bit misleading because it makes a big deal about this girl character who has a big secret, and actually when you start to read it, the secret isn't actually that big of a deal. It's just something that she hasn't necessarily shared with a lot of people, but it's not like overwhelming her life, whereas it says here, the first thing it says is Sophie May has a secret, and I don't think that's really relevant. Yeah, it's a really nice story about just a regular girl who falls in love with the famous actor, so it's quite interesting, and she's obviously gets involved with the paparazzi and all the rest of it, and you do start to feel for these people who are shoved into the limelight, not necessarily when they want to be. So it's quite an interesting idea. Anyway, I read it because my friend Lydia wanted to talk about it, and I just finished it and texted her straight away and I said, I finished Billy and Me, and the first thing she said was, did you cry uncontrollably at this part? And I said, yes, yes I did. Giovanna Fletcher has quite an amazing talent at making you fall in love with the characters that she writes, and she doesn't necessarily write things in a different or innovative way, but somehow the characters that she writes, you love them instantly. Yeah, I think she's really, really talented, and if you haven't given her books a go before, then I'd really strongly recommend that you do. Now, I would like some help. I'm not sure which book to read next, so I've chosen 3 out of my huge selection that I need to get through, and I was hoping that people could write in the comments below this, or perhaps tweet me or on Instagram or whatever. Maybe you've read it or you want me to review it before you read it or something like that. But I've got 3 here. I'll just give a quick rundown about the ideas behind these books, and then if you can let me know which one you think I should read, then I will. So the first one, this is Jodie Ann Bickley's 1 Million Lovely Letters. I follow Jodie Ann Bickley on Twitter, but for those of you who don't know, she's this really inspirational young woman. She's set up a website where people contact her who are having a hard time, or anyone who's a bit upset one day or just feel a bit down, and she handwrites letters and sends them out to these people to make them feel good about themselves. And it's such a lovely idea. I only just heard about this. I think it's her story. So that's the first one of my choices. So if you want me to read that, let me know. The next choice is Sue Townsend, The Woman Who Went to Bed for a Year. Now, all I've heard about this is it is hilariously funny. I think it's literally just a case of a middle-aged mother who gets a bit fed up one day and decides that she's going to go to bed and just not get up. So it sounds quite funny. Yeah, again, I don't really know much about it, but I know that she's quite a well-renowned author, so if you want me to read that again, comment below. And my last choice, this is this is one I've had on my shelf for probably about 5 years now, so I should really read it pretty soon. But this is The Gargoyle by Andrew Davidson. This one, I went into Waterstones about 5 years ago, and I had just finished reading The Time Traveller's Wife and I absolutely loved it. That's another one you have to read. But I just finished reading that and I went into Waterstones and I said to the lady who worked in there, I said, I know it's very unlikely because Time Traveller's Wife is quite an unusual, innovative book, but do you have anything similar? And she picked up The Gargoyle. I think the reason I haven't read it yet is because she made a point of saying it does get quite gruesome in places, so I was a little bit tentative. But I think it's similar kind of love story that's a little bit fantastical, like The Time Traveller's Wife. So if you want me to read that, then let me know. Make the choice. I'm then going to spend the rest of my day off watching Pretty Little Liars. Let me know which book you think I should read next and I will get going and I'll soon be back with another video reviewing one of them. So leave your comments below or send me a tweet, or I'll put a picture of all 3 books up on Instagram so you can comment on that picture. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye!